Hey guys, I keep getting asked how I edit my videos, what programs I use, and my current camera. Well, if you're wondering what camera I use, it's the iPhone 11 Pro Max. People are so surprised when I tell them that I use a phone to vlog with and edit with. Now, to basically do 80% of my editing, I use iMovie, which is free on my phone. Or if you have a Mac, iPad, or any other iOS device. Now, 20% of the time, I use other editing software, such as the GoPro app for the 360 camera or the footage, and an app called Video Leap, which I can achieve cool effects from. For me, iMovie is great because I think I have put out a lot of cool videos and cool cinematography and editing aspects through just iMovie. People say, oh, you need to have Adobe Premiere Cut Pro or Final Cut Pro. This just goes to show that no, you don't. You just need to have good ideas and how to implement them. Yes, by having some advanced programs, you can achieve certain things that you can't on a phone or through iMovie. But everyone's got to start somewhere, and I've been using iMovie for the past 6-7 months. I find it great. Eventually I will upgrade, but for now it's fine. It does the job, and it does a good job. Let's jump in. To start off, I would open iMovie, which is here. Then you just have this like add button over here. You would press movie. So let's go do that. Now over here you are greeted by moments, video, photos, albums. You can choose whichever one. For this video's sake, I'm gonna go albums, and I have a specific YouTube album already stored in for this video, so I'll just select that. Now I will use this video. A couple of months ago I did a Melbourne street art tour and best locations to go and talk about Melbourne's culture when it comes to art. So I did a whole video on that. That should be on the link above as well if you want to have a look. This was my first video where I actually used iMovie for the first time, and I had so much fun with it. I was so like surprised, man. I could do so many crazy things with it and just make my videos look a bit more professional as compared to what I was using before, which was some crappy editing software on my laptop. Anyway, this is the whole movie. Just for this video's sake, I'll just pretend like, you know, I've done all these shots and everything else. We'll split them into compartments as well. I'll tell you how to split them. Let's just go ahead. Okay. Now the first thing you will see is, one of the first few things you'll see is this add button. This is basically, if you press this, then you can add videos to it, photos to it, audios to it, voiceovers, anything to it. And over here you have the back icon to navigate to the previous clip. This is the play icon, you know, that would just play the video. And then this would be the undo button to redo any changes. Now this big vertical line is called a player head. You can use this to navigate throughout the video, where you want to split your video, where you want to just pause and stop, you know? It just basically helps aligning your decisions when it comes to the editing process. Now let's go back to the first section, and I want my title to be around here. So see how you can use that player head to just determine where you want your video to stop. I'm just, you know, dragging my fingers across the screen and slowly just that. So let's just say before the door opens, I want my title to appear there. Split a video, you are introduced by two different blocks. You can split it as many times you want. I usually just, you know, if you just like keep splitting it, you can split it over here as well. Just split as many times as you want. Now this is the video, and this is where I want my text to appear. Over here you are greeted by the speed button, the music button or the sound button, the text button where we're going to add the text, and the filters button. Now let's just go back to the speed. This is where you can determine how quick you want your video. The audio, you can determine how loud you want that certain segment to be. This is setting on 100%. You can go up to all the way to up to 500%, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty loud. And if you go into text, you're greeted by many other different filters and kind of different texts you can use. Now in the iPhone, you are limited with the iMovie on how many texts you get. I know in the laptops, when you're using iMovie, you have a bit more of a choice of what kind of text and filters you have. But in the iPhone, on the phone, you're just kind of limited. Let's just select the first one, the basic one. Then you can choose opening, middle, or closing. Depends where you want the text. I like the middle one. And then if you want to type anything, you would type in iMovie movie tutorial. Oh man, what is happening today? What is happening today, ladies and gentlemen? Tutorial. There we go. Kind of lost my marbles there for a bit, man. iMovie tutorial. And see how after the video ends and it goes to the next section, the text doesn't appear anymore, because that text was for that blog which we splitted before. And yeah, you can just go from there. Now this is the filters, which filter you want: none, BAW, blast, blockbuster, blue. I usually like just keeping them nice and simple how they usually are, just in none. It's fine. Now shortly after that, the next thing you would see is the transition button, which is over here in the middle. Now if you go there, you can choose either theme, dissolve, slide, wipe, fade. Again, I'm pretty sure in the laptops you have more options, but the phone you're kind of limited. Now let's just go with let's say dissolve. You can also determine how fast you want the transition to be: 0.15 to 1.5, whatever you want. Let's just do it 2 seconds. It's gonna be super slow. But if you do 0.5 seconds, it's gonna be fast. See that? So I just kind of like it to keep it fast, not too slow. Let's say if you want to detach a clip, what detach does is basically takes a sound out of that certain segment, transfer that sound of that clip into under any clip you want. Then you would go and duplicate. That would just duplicate the slide. Make another one. I don't know why you would want two of them together. That just kind of looks weird. But sometimes, you know, people just do different things with it. And then yeah, just delete if you want to delete a clip. Now if you deleted something accidentally and you want to undo it, just press the undo button and there you go, it'll come back. Add music, you would press the add button over here on the top left. You can choose soundtracks, my music, or sound effects. I just go with sound effects. Then you can choose all these different ones that you want, or if you want to go in soundtracks. Now you're greeted with many free copyright-free songs that you can actually use in your videos. What that means basically is that you won't get copyrighted by YouTube if you use one of these songs. They're all copyright-free. By clicking on a video, you can hear the preview of it, as you can see over there. Yep, okay, no worries. And if you want to add that, then you can just add it. Now two different things happen here. You can either select foreground, or in this case background. Now I like to keep it into foreground because that way you can actually move the clip wherever you want. Now let's say if I choose background, see that, like I can't move it. I just can't move the clip no matter where I want it to be. It'll just stay with the start of the video. It kind of limits you on where you want the video to be, so I always just click foreground. That way I can just put the song wherever I want it. Now when you click the video, you can again adjust the volume, how loud you want. You can duplicate it or delete it, that whole package, what we were talking about before. When you select a video, a certain specific video, you can see the timestamp over here. See how it says 4.4 seconds? And let's say that video is too long and the player head is sometimes not really accurate. If you want to split it, let's say if you want to make that video a bit smaller, what you would usually do is drag the line behind you and see how the timestamp changes, or you can increase it as well. It can go to 4 seconds, 5 seconds. I want it to go a bit shorter than that, so when the train first comes in the picture, see, so it has 3 seconds, 3.1, 3.1. That's, oh wait 1 second, let's go 3.2. And there you go, exact. So the timestamp always helps you determine if you want to be super exact. I always use it. It's one of the most useful tools you can use on iMovie. Another cool thing is if you want to change the order of videos, that's pretty easy as well. You just hold onto a video with your finger and then you can just take it anywhere you want. See how it just goes anywhere there? Now it just changes the order. That's another cool thing. Alright, now we've talked about speed, timestamp, all those audios in your videos as well. Transitions as well we've spoken about. Let's talk about cutaways, split screens, and all those kind of things. Okay, so let's say if I want to split this one section of the video and I want to add a cutaway. So that basically means is if I select this video, I would have to go in video, recently added. Let's say if I want to add a random video of me just touching this grass. I don't know why I was doing that, but I do a lot of weird things, ladies and gentlemen. A cutaway basically puts that video on top of it. and still keeps the audio from the bottom of the video. So the video's audio, the original one is playing, but it switches to another video on the top, whichever one you want. This is a pretty useful tool. And I use it a lot actually. I use this heaps of times. You can select where you want the cutaway. Again, it's that same thing where you just drag your finger. Cutaways is super useful. Takes out the image, the current image, switches to the image you want while keeping the sound of that image that you had originally, this one. That's how I remember it. If I want to have a picture-in-picture, that's cool also. So what will happen is, yep, there it comes. It looks pretty weird in this video, but you guys get the gist of it, right? Now you can select the picture where you want it. You can magnify on it, and like how zoom in you want it, just the magnify, pinch the zoom button, and then you can have a border, you don't want the border. Yep, you can play around with that. Another cool feature is, let's say where we go. You can go audio only or green blue screen. Split screen is cool also. You can just do these kind of cool different effects. I know this video is just looking kind of confusing right now and there's no context, but I'm just giving you guys a simple explanation of how I use cutaway, split screen, or any of those things. Now, if you want to, let's say, zoom in a video, you would select that certain block, press the top right zoom button here, and just pinch to zoom, and that's it. Just let it go, and that's just how it's gonna zoom. So if we go back, yeah, that looks weird as well. But if you just want to bring it back, you just zoom it all the way out and just settles how it usually was normally. I use this option called fade and not fade. So what you would do is usually press edit, and on the bottom right, you see this like settings button, this like, you know, this grinding thing, whatever it is. You can choose some other filters from here as well. It's pretty cool. What I usually do is fade in from black and fade out to black. I always turn these on. So what that basically does is makes the video look a bit more professional. See how when it starts out and it just comes from a black background, and when it fades out also, it'll do the same thing. See that? So it looks a bit more professional. It just gives it a nice finishing touch also. Finally, if you want to press the export button, you just press this one here, and then you just save your video and just saves your camera roll. Now you can choose 360p, 540p, 720, 1080p. When I first shot this video, it wasn't in 4K when I was shooting it, so it doesn't give me the option to export it in 4K, but it usually does go to 4K, and I usually export all my videos on 4K. So yeah, let's just start exporting 1080p, and that's it. Hey guys, after the credits is a channel that allows you to see things from a different perspective. By predominantly showcasing informative vlogs, I touch aspects in life such as philosophy, psychology, sociology, culture, art, mental health, physical health, an array of aspects. My main goal is that you learn something new after watching any of my videos. So show some support guys, hit that subscribe button, make sure to like my videos, and turn that notification bell on so every time I upload a video, you guys get it straight away, and it's a win-win situation, right? Thank you guys.